Thank you. Hello Toastmasters and welcome guests. I will be giving my first speech today titled, How Did I Get Here? First, I will tell you about my childhood in Albania. Then I will tell you how I got to the US. And finally, I will tell you what it's been like living in the US for almost the past 5 years. So I was born and raised in Albania, a country in southeastern Europe. Even though it's very beautiful, and if any of you hasn't planned your vacation yet, I'd recommend taking a look at it. Albania is a developing country, and when me and my sisters were born in the 1990s, my family was going through a financial hardship, as my mom and dad were not able to find a job. At the time, Albania had just come out of a dictatorship, and the economic and political system were kind of a mess, so it was really hard for people to have careers. So when I was 8, my father decided to look for better opportunities for our life and for our future, and at the time, immigrating to the US seemed like the best option. However, it wasn't possible for the whole family to immigrate together, as there were a lot of risks associated with crossing borders and seas with little children. So my mom approved his decision of moving to the US by himself, while she decided to stay home and take care of me and my 3 younger sisters. So dad moves to the US and mom stays at home taking care of us, thinking that it wouldn't take longer than a year for the family to get together. And that was basically my childhood. Coming to the US was a lot harder than we thought. And dad was faced with a lot of challenges getting documented, and that resulted in us getting together in a lot longer than 1 year. So a year goes by, and my dad is still in the process of getting documented while my mom is at home taking care of us. Another year goes by, and nothing had really changed, except that I started missing my dad and seeing the family together. A lot of years were going by, but my parents decided to not give up, as they were sure that sooner or later the family would get together and we'd be all living the American dream. During the time that my family was apart, I learned very important lessons in my life. I learned how to dream and not to give up, how to take challenges in life and not be afraid of them, and most importantly, I learned that no matter how far apart, nothing is stronger than the love of a family. We grew so united and so strong together, and we all realized how much we loved each other despite the miles that kept us apart. It had been 10 years. I was 18 years old in my senior year of high school, not really knowing where my life was headed. And one day, I got a phone call from my dad, thinking it'd be our usual daily phone call. This time, he told me he'd actually gotten documented, and that finally I'd be able to see him and the family would get together again. I was so happy, I could not believe it. I was crying, screaming, yelling out loud, and I was extremely, extremely happy. To be honest, it took me a while to accept that our lives were finally going to change forever, and that I was going to be able to see my dad again. So senior year of high school flew by, and in July of 2011, my mom, my sisters, and I moved to the United States. Seeing my father again was the happiest moment of my life. I was extremely happy, excited, but I was overwhelmed as well by the new life, new society, new language, and everything being so different. However, after I had seen my father, after 10 years, I knew that nothing was impossible anymore. And since I was little, I really liked going to school, and growing up, going to college and having a career became my dream. I knew I could achieve that here with dedication and some hard work. So the summer I moved here, I decided to start at a community college, even though I had a broken English and could barely understand what people were talking to me, as it seemed like everyone was speaking so fast. But I wanted to integrate myself into the society. And while focusing on the academics, I decided to get involved with as many clubs as I could on campus and meet new people, and that really helped me improve my language. Fast forward 2 years, I was very lucky to get accepted to Cornell University, where I transferred to finish my last 2 years of undergraduate school. At Cornell, I learned that accounting and finance might be the right field for me, as I was really good with numbers and real life math, and thought becoming a CPA would be kind of interesting, so decided to do 150 credits. And when I graduated last year, I decided to start my career with EY. This July will mark 5 years of me being in the US. And while I was preparing how to say my story in the best way to you guys today, this question came to my mind. How did I get here? And the only answer to that is thanks to my parents' efforts, sacrifices, their hard work, dedication, and most importantly, not giving up on challenges that life brought to them in helping us get here and living the life we've always wanted. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be speaking here in front of you all today. So my main message to you is, ask yourselves, how did you get here? And who helps you become the person you are today? Most importantly, don't forget to go back and thank those people that gave up a lot in their life so that you could achieve your own dreams. Thank you.